the reason I'm shouting at you at the moment is because we're letting it warm up, and then we're going to start stage 1, which basically drain out the cooling system of the glycol-based and water-based coolant. And then what we will do is apply some air pressure into the system to try and flush as much of the old fluid out as possible. And then we'll move on to doing the Evans prep fluid. It's the first stage. It's basically refilling the cooling system with this stuff, which is hygroscopical, essentially meaning it grabs hold of all the water molecules. And then we'll flush this, and then we'll move on to the Evans, what they call the Power Core 180. And this is the coolant replacement, the waterless coolant, if you will. But we'll take you through that process now. Okay, so we've moved on to stage 2 now. So what we've just done is basically disconnected, as you can see, the tool left there for ease of access. Disconnected it from the heater matrix, the cooling system, and put some compressed air down there to flush that out. Also flushed out and had the radiator out and emptied it, because the BMW's lower hose is not that low. And we've sent some compressed air through the cooling system that end as well. And we've got most of, well, we get everything we can out without spending a lot of extra time trying to push it through. So at the moment, Tommy is working on getting the prep fluid bled in, as you can see down here, and that is on its way. Next we'll start it up, warm it up, let it run for a bit, and then it will be drain out the prep fluid and put the Evans waterless coolant in. We are all done. To be honest with you, I didn't film that last bit because it's just messy and horrible, but plus we vac bleed our systems, so you can't really see anything going in. So I've got the Moroso expansion tank on now, and you can see the evidence of the Evans waterless coolant, which anyone who's seen the stuff before will know it's red in colour. It's funny, isn't it, how the all these super oils and super coolants seem to be all like blood in colour. So yeah, that's that on. We just let it cool down now overnight, take any extra it needs, but yeah, looking good. So here we have Mr. Patience himself, Tommy. Starting on our titanium, or what's left of our titanium stud, and just trying to get that hole deep enough in there that we can try and get an easy out in there or something on those lines to try and wind it out. They are red Loctite in as well, so it's going to be fun, I'm sure. Okay, so there's quite a few things on the snagging list we want to do, one of which is fitting up the wets here, as you can see, with the rotors rather than the ARC8s, and we figured out what we need to do with those. The diff is being drained, just finishing, as you can see there, some fresh fluid in the rear diff. And moving forward, you'll notice the exhaust is out at the moment. The guys have just put in, which were on back order, rev shift gearbox mounts. Okay, this is the test for the fogger on the front. Okay, I've updated it, put a couple more nozzles in because I wasn't 100% happy with it. So this is test number 2. Okay. Okay, so in the words of the great Wu-Tang Clan, the saga continues. Here we are, cage time. Yeah, there's a little bit of cage rage going on because it's not really that straight. It'll go in, but it's just, you know, it's an extra time that we hadn't really allowed for, so it puts pressure on all of us. But anyway, here we are. It's going in at the moment. Look through here. And this is all of the relevant pieces in. Behind the doors. Doors have got the crossbars that bolt in. So yeah, I'm going to just crack on with this. So apologies for the lack of updates, but it's just, it is what it is. We've got to get ready for the trip. We haven't got all day to do it, so yeah, we're going to crack on and get this in. Okay, so all the welding is done now for the base plates, and we've just painted them up, as you can see. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Josh is just putting in the rear brace again. We've just topped up the water meth tank and remounted that, and the pump and everything there. We'd love to have had time to finish cleaning this kind of crap up, but it's not going to happen. Simply just not going to have enough time. So that'll have to be saved for another time. You might well have noticed as well, sorry about the noise in the background, that's Tommy just doing the aero catches, the upper aero catches for the bonnet. I just did the boot ones last night and loads of other bits and pieces which I'll show you later. But here's the dashboard, which is a carbon composite dash. Yeah, it weighs like half a kilo or something silly. And we've got this mounted now, we've got it trial mounted, nice and solid. Just going to then have to figure out, because I want to keep the heater controls, because I want to be able to pull some heat from the engine to do the screen and what have you. And this is an occasional road car still, even though it is going very track focused. So I want to have that option there. So we've got to find homes for some gauges and what have you, and some control units, which we'll do shortly. And also drill some holes in the top to vent the HVAC system onto the screen. Okay, so here we are, the Saturday before the Tuesday, which is the D-Day, if you like, which is when we're leaving. I've done quite a bit on the car. I've stayed late most nights, and the guy stayed late last night as well to help out, the night before last. And today is very early morning Saturday, so come in to do a few more bits, but I'll take you through what's been done now quickly. Looking at the engine bay, you'll be able to see some various gold wrapped items. These are just problematic heat areas that perhaps need looking after for longer sessions, because what you've got to bear in mind is that we this will be the biggest test for the car in terms of longevity being on the track. I've redone our spray bar, done my own carbon cooling plate which goes up to the grills on the bonnet over here. Also done brake cooling, you can see it under here. So that's that done. I've also moulded the pieces here for the front bumper. I'll show you that in a bit. The main thing is the cages in, final fitted if you like. Haven't done the door bars yet, obviously, to make it easier to get things in and out for now. Obviously you can see there's still no dash. Done a little bit of work on the steering wheel just to tidy it up a bit, so same colour white wrap bottom half, top half a dry carbon style wrap. Just something to smarten it up a bit really, because it's a bit tatty. Water meth is in. See rear brace. Done some under sealing, taken the arches off, done the under sealing around here. This is all part of my theme, so that's the rocker cover, engine cover rather. And here's a carbon composite dash. This is a trial piece that we gave cheap by Matty Evans Racing. But as you can see, because I still want the HVAC, so I still got the heater controls in here. But this is super light compared to the other one, saving us a lot of weight. And yeah, this is all just sort of trial fitted in there. I've got to do a 12 volt, and the headlight switch I'm going to probably put down here, because again it is still driven on the road slightly. And this is for our heated screen, or to put heat on the screen, should I say. Yeah, so today is kind of the final push really. I've also got some graphics for the car which you'll see later. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Okay, I say okay too much in these videos, but okay. It's late Saturday night now, and behind me we have a nearly finished car. Monday, I'm done. A few other bits and pieces to sort out Monday, but I'll give you a little sneak preview. So here we have the engine bay, pretty much finished up. Not much to do here now. The arches are on. I have also painted in the gills. A little sneak peek, there's some graphics starting to go on the car as well. But that's where we're at. I can't tell you how many jobs I ticked off the list today. Lots and lots and lots. Danny come in this morning to help me with a couple of bits, so thank you Danny, and also sorted a couple of bits out in his Subaru ready for the
track tour, and he's going to pop over and see us for the weekend. And Alex has been in today as well, and rather than doing his usual IT stuff, has jumped in and helped as well. And Sean, our customer and friend, is has been in as well for an hour and helped out, holding bits and pieces and doing what's possible. No. So, engine cover, as you can see, the engine cover's on. Done a couple of other little bits and pieces as well around the engine bay. Oh, strut brace, I forgot the strut brace, so the strut brace needs to go back on. I'll do that now. But yeah, I think we're pretty much there. Like I say, done most of the bits and pieces now, done a lot of the exterior stuff. Looking forward to getting it out, getting it finished and getting it out for a quick run on Monday hopefully, before we put it on a trailer on Tuesday. So hopefully you won't have to look at this tired face anymore, because this is hopefully the last late night I'm going to be doing. I think I've done more than I can count. So yeah, but one other little thing, it is little in this case. Ta-da! It's a 12 volt socket. 12 volt socket. 12 volt socket. So now we're continuing with the graphics stuff. I haven't got everything I wanted because it's just timing basically, but someone else has come in to help me today because it's Sunday. Say hello, Arch.
Hi.
So this is my eldest. How old are you, Archie?
4.
Good lad. Oh. And what are you helping with?
The car.
Yeah. What kind of car is it?
A stormtrooper car.
It's a stormtrooper car. That's all right. Okay. Okay. So Archie.
Yeah.
Where's Daddy going then?
To Nova Green and Spa.
Yeah, that's right. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Forgot about this one, didn't we, Archie? Do you want to show them?
Yeah, this is the one I did earlier.
Good job, mate.
Thank you, Daddy.
Here we are, guys, early morning of the day of departure, and I thought I'd try and get this video up before we left, just so you had something, you know, to chew on before the whole series of our vlog comes out for the trip we're making. So yeah, here we are, pretty much the finished article for now, at least, as all these things do evolve. I'll take you a quick walk around. So got some extra graphics on the car now, as you can see. A bit of work on the arches, bit of painting in the gills here. Obviously the main thing, the sort of theme for Stormtrooper M3 because of the Stormtrooper white wrap. Looking inside, you can see now where we've got our carbon dash in. It's just a temporary item, but it still looks good, and still got some tidying up to do, but it fitted the 12 volt now, which is one of the main things. It's the gear-on my father-in-law made for me. Absolutely lovely, that sort of reminiscent of the Carrera GT. Fire extinguisher, because obviously we haven't got a plumbed-in system at the moment. Steering wheel's had the airbag removed, but the centrepiece put back in just so it tidies it up. I wasn't very happy looking at the empty centre of the steering wheel, to be honest. All tested, all working. Seats are in. Harnesses are in. Take you around the back. We love the symmetry of this. If you look at the rear brace and the roll cage, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the centre all line up beautifully. So there we have it. That is the Stormtrooper M3, and we are about to get her loaded up and set off.
Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles. There goes a sight from my soul.
We hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please leave us a comment below. We do really appreciate everybody's feedback. It will help us decide what gets put on the channel and what doesn't, ultimately what people want to see more of. Please also leave us a like.
I like it a lot.
Share with your friends.
Please be my friend.
And subscribe to our channel. Don't forget, if you want to know about any future uploads, you can hit the bell button to be notified. Thanks for watching.